Dude, I cannot deal with Steven Jackson. He gives me such a headache.
I want some rest. Are we having fun yet?
All right, guys. So we're gonna talk about Steven Jackson because he had a really good take, like a brilliant one, if you will. So Steven Jackson, he's still crying about the San Antonio Spurs. Nothing has really changed. He has not gotten over it. He has not gotten over the fact that he was with San Antonio, won a championship, and then they won 2 after him, and then he came back, and then they let him go, and then they won another championship. He's not over those 3 championships that he was not there for the San Antonio Spurs to win. So we're going to talk about this, watch it, and give our take, I guess. If you want to support the channel, clanthemerchfan.com, link in the description and stuff. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about it. All right, so I haven't seen this entire clip. I did watch like snippets of it here and there that's been kind of circulating around Twitter. So let's go ahead and listen to Steven Jackson complain about the San Antonio Spurs for the 1 millionth time.
Dejounte Murray.
Can I throw this out here while we talking about this? Did the Murray kid take an attitude change? I seen him, his summer league been super fiery.
No, he didn't take a attitude change. Dude, I hate this so much. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not expecting like these guys, obviously. Okay, and I love KG. Okay, I absolutely love me some KG. But I'm not expecting them to like be all on the, nicks and crannies of social media and all that. But you guys know that we've been talking about this for years now. I actually got a lot of heat from Spurs fans when I talked about Dejounte Murray. He's always showed this. He's always showed a little bit of immaturity. Obviously, the San Antonio Spurs, they have a really good staff in which they get on these things pretty quick. So every time he does something that might be, a little controversial on social media, and that's saying it real lightly, okay? The San Antonio Spurs usually step in and say, "Hey, take that down," and then he takes it down, okay, pretty quickly. But this is not. There's nothing new. When all this stuff went down, when he started really acting a fool during summer league, first and foremost, this isn't something that should be praised, okay? In my opinion, I just don't think it should. But on top of it, it didn't really shock me because he showed this immaturity for a very long time now, even in San Antonio. I saw it. It's not one of those things where the Spurs were like, this is enough to get rid of you or anything. So yeah, so they kept him around and was hoping that maybe he could take that next step and at least give him that opportunity this past season, in which he had one of the highest usage rates. We used the crap out of him last season. So yeah, I don't know, but this is nothing new, KG. If you're watching this by some miracle, I know you aren't, but yeah.
Well, he been on some like.
I'm gonna tell you what happened.
He came out of the box
here we
with.
Go. Here we go. Here comes Steven Jackson's interpretation of what happened. What happened, Captain Jack?
Antonio, because they keep you in. Being San Antonio boy, you gotta check all the lists, right?
He knows.
As soon as you come out of there,
He showed fresh out of jail. That's what it feel like.
Like DeMar,
because he won't
DeMar
smoke.
DeRozan, huh?
As soon as you get out of there.
I see he won't smoke. He just looks different. His energy looks different.
Because they hold your game back. Perfect example.
Who
I'm
game
gonna keep it fun.
did we hold back? Whose game did San Antonio hold back? Who? Which one? Who we gonna name? We're going to name Dejounte Murray, who had a super high usage rate, and our system was literally just play through him? Are we going to talk about Kawhi Leonard, in which the system was literally play through him? Are we going to talk about DeMar DeRozan, in which he actually became even a better passer in San Antonio, and he's even said himself that he became a better player leaving San Antonio? Who game did we hold back? Whose game did we hold back? Did we hold Bryn Forbes' game back, or did he become really good with us? Did we hold back Tiago Splitter's game, the same player that went to the Atlanta Hawks and wasn't really the same? I mean, whose game did the San Antonio Spurs hold back? Whose? Please tell us, Captain.
You got some players in the Hall of Fame that was on teams and they need to be in systems. They couldn't take another team if they was by themselves to the playoffs, right? I wasn't that guy. That's why I couldn't stay in San Antonio. I knew I could be better elsewhere.
Good God, man. Good God. Good God. Okay, all he really said there, because you're probably wondering, what is Steven Jackson saying? All he said was, there's some players that go into systems and they're successful and maybe win championships and they make it to the Hall of Fame. And what he's saying is, he couldn't be that guy because he wasn't willing to drop his ego and play under a system and win multiple championships. That's just something that wasn't in his DNA, okay? He's just built different. He would rather leave San Antonio and lose if it means that he can get the statistics of him being, you know, looking like a better player. And hence this, okay? Let me say this really quickly too. By the way, every single dynasty in the NBA that has existed has had to do it this way. Every single one. We can go back to the Chicago Bulls, in which obviously there were players on those teams that if they went somewhere else, maybe they could take their team to the playoffs, right? But hey, the leaders of the team is a couple guys. It's Michael Jordan, it's Scottie Pippen, and you need to get in line and win. We can talk about somebody recent. How about Andrew Wiggins? Andrew Wiggins is a really good player. I believe Andrew Wiggins could take another franchise with the right, you know, amount of role players and talent around him, you know, straight to the playoffs, obviously, right? He's good enough for that. He's a really good player, but he couldn't win a championship on his own, obviously. But when he's with the Golden State Warriors, he gets in line and he's more so a role player, and it works, and you can win a championship that way. That's just how it works. That's just how winning basketball plays out sometimes. I mean, unless Steven Jackson truly do believe that he was better than Tim Duncan and better than Manu Ginobili and better than Tony Parker, I don't know what he means.
They keep you in, they put you in positions, and it's only a certain 1 or 2 players that they're gonna allow to be that.
Yeah, that's every dynasty. We're no different. The San Antonio Spurs are no different. That's every dynasty, okay? You have a few guys that are championship or championship caliber superstars, and then you have guys that might be stars or really good players, but you're gonna have to play a role.
You know what I'm saying? And in my case, it was Tony, Manu, and Tim.
Yes. Yeah. 3 players that are better than you. Yes.
Tim rightfully. Tim don't even count. But Manu and Tony, some days I was way nicer than them a lot of nights.
I don't even think he was I don't think he was confident in that statement. Some days I was better than them on a lot of nights. That's you weren't even comfortable in that statement. You weren't better than Tony Parker. You weren't better than Manu Ginobili. Sure, some nights that you looked better. That there's so many other things to the game and so many other things to team dynamics there that you're not even accounting for. You weren't a better leader than Manu Ginobili and Tony Parker. I mean, and I'm just going to keep it a buck. He wasn't a better player than Tony Parker and Manu Ginobili. I watched these games, okay? I've watched a lot of Spurs basketball. He was not better than Manu Ginobili and Tony Parker. Now, some people might try to bring up statistics and say, well, his stats were very similar to Manu Ginobili's career stat. No. You got to contextualize all of it, okay? And if you watch the games, if you paid attention, Manu Ginobili was a better player than Steven Jackson. I mean, come on, dude. Are you serious? Is he really insinuating that he was a better player than he's still stuck on the same thing? This is why the San Antonio Spurs got rid of him the second time. Because if you guys don't recall, he actually was complaining to Pop saying that he wanted to play over Manu Ginobili. Well, guess what? They let him go, and then we still won a championship. So, I don't know.
Right, but in situations like that, we talk about DeRozan and Dejounte.
Yep.
They've been held back. So once
How was DeMar... Hold on.
you realize that it's other teams that want you, and you see the game is coming easy to you. When you get Kawhi too. When you get out of
Kawhi? Hold on, guys. Hold on. Kawhi Leonard was held back. I'm sorry. Kawhi Leonard was held back. I'm baffled. First and foremost, let's talk about DeMar DeRozan. So DeMar DeRozan was held back. Let's see. Okay, so his last year with Toronto, he averaged 23 points, and then literally the year after, he only averaged 2 points less. Not only that, he averaged a whole assist more, and then he averaged 2 more rebounds. But apparently the San Antonio Spurs held him back. We held him back. I don't know what you're talking about there. DeMar DeRozan, he even said himself that he became a better player under Pop. Also, Kawhi Leonard? Hold on. How the heck did the Spurs hold back Kawhi Leonard? The same guy that was Defensive Player of the Year, the same guy that won Finals MVP, the same guy that was in the top as far as MVP voting with San Antonio. Hold on, let me see if I can find this. Someone posted this. Here it is. Look at this. All right, so whenever someone says Kawhi Leonard was held back by the Spurs, remind them that the highest finishes in MVP voting were in San Antonio. You can see Kawhi Leonard 10th in 2015, 2nd 2016, 3rd in 2017, 9th, 5th, and 13th elsewhere. What are we talking about? How did the San Antonio Spurs hold back Kawhi Leonard? Not only that, hold on, there's more. There's way more. Hold on. So we held back Kawhi Leonard. How much did he average in 2017 again? Let's see. Let's see if I can be reminded of that. Oh, here we go. Big shout out to Josh Paredes for this. So we held him back, but he averaged 25.5 points per game, 27.7 in the playoffs, 38% from 3, 45.5% in the playoffs, 88% free throw line, 93.1% in the playoffs from the free throw line. So I don't know how the Spurs held back Kawhi Leonard. I don't know what we're talking about, and I don't even think he knows what he's talking about. He's just saying stuff.
There, you understand that that's not basketball for me.
That's not basketball for you. You hear that? He said it's not basketball for you. It's not basketball for you. That's a you problem. If you want to be on a dynasty caliber team that wins multiple championships, you have to get in line. Unfortunately, your ego is so high that you could actually let it come out of your mouth that you were better than Tony Parker and Manu Ginobili. That is absolutely asinine. You were never as good as those two. Never, ever. I watched the games. Never. You were never as good as those two. They were better than you. They were better leaders. They were better players. All the way around. Okay. Now you were really good. I will say that Steven Jackson was a really good player, especially we're talking 03. Really good player. Okay. Really helped us win that championship. But it's just so funny to me that he acts as if he left San Antonio and then he won all these championships. You got one championship in your career and it's with San Antonio. You have one ring in your house and it's because of San Antonio. The fact that these guys, and there's very few players that do this, but the fact that these guys can win with that franchise and go all the way and still complain is insane to me. You just weren't as good as those three. I'm sorry.
Right? They holding me back. They're actually making you play in the system because a lot of the guys that start.
Paul Pierce just quiet. Paul Pierce was a better player than you. KG was a better player than you, and Tony Parker and Manu Ginobili was a better player than you. I don't know about Barnes. I don't know if Barnes is a better player. I don't know about that.
Stars in that system won't be stars elsewhere. You see what I'm saying? So for Dejounte, he got a new life this summer, knowing he going somewhere else, and he even got.
This is ridiculous. Dejounte Murray, he averaged a near triple-double with the San Antonio Spurs, okay? He made it to he made an all-star appearance, and it was because San Antonio definitely just gave him the reins. There was nothing holding him back this last season. I watched the games. I didn't even like these games, to be honest. I didn't like this brand of basketball, the Spurs basketball. But the system was give it to DeJounte and get out the way. Most of the system was just that way, okay? It just is what it is. And DeJounte Murray statistically thrived in that. So I don't know all this hold this player back. I don't know if he's insinuating that if DeJounte Murray was on a different team, he would be a champion. I don't know what he's saying. I thought all of this was for the championships. And the fact that this dude wins a championship in San Antonio and he's still calling it a prison. Look, that's your truth or whatever. That's how you feel. But at the end of the day, the reality is this, okay? There's facts, all right? This is his opinion. I gave my opinion, but here's the facts of the matter, okay? Kawhi Leonard averaged 25.5 points per game. That's a fact. He was, in his career, highest MVP voting was with San Antonio. That's a fact. DeJounte Murray, he averaged a near triple-double. That is a fact. The San Antonio Spurs won a championship in 05 and 07 without Steven Jackson. That is a fact. They won in 2014 without Steven Jackson. That's another fact. Popovich is the most winning coach of all time. That's a fact. So those are the facts of the matter. He can say whatever he wants about it being a prison and this person's in the prison, this player's in a prison, and they don't let you shine. I'm sorry. There's enough players in our system that have shined over the years, and that's going to continue to happen. And I guess when Josh Primo becomes really great, I guess he'll say the same thing, that he could be shining somewhere else. I mean, we can get multiple championships from here on out, and he'll still say the same thing. I don't know what to say. Every time the San Antonio Spurs come up, his eyes light up. He just can't wait to talk nonsense. I'll get with you guys later. That's all I have to say. Steven Jackson really irritates me. He's always kind of irritated me. But hey, it is what it is. I'll get with you guys later. Until next time, man.